Take six. All right. Um, let's conclude this internet as a Ponzi scheme discussion on it on on the third and final pillar of the modern internet and why it's basically a scam. You know, this this series of monologues based on my column on the internet is pretty much just a Ponzi scheme. Um, there are three major pillars driving the economic factors, the major cultural factors of the internet. The first one is social media, and why that's a scam is super well documented. I'm not going to get into it, I'll just link to it below. Um, the, sec- the second is crypto or Bitcoin. And the third and probably biggest scam on the internet right now that is driving most of the value of it is artificial intelligence or AI. So let's review. What exactly is a Ponzi scheme? There's four steps. One, there's unsustainable growth. There's two, illusion of value. Three, dependency on new participation, which means essentially, and four, there's going to be a collapse. And really, uh, this became super clear to me just by following the issue in the news because it threatens both of my livelihoods, quite honestly. People are using it as therapists. It's already killed one teenager. Um, uh, 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 there are people assuming there aren't going to be teachers anymore, that AI is going to develop lesson plans and grade and generate the material, which honestly sounds like one giant circle jerk. But that is essentially what it, and then there's the threat it's coming for writers and filmmakers and all of the stuff that I spend the rest of my non-working life being, or it's obviously not going to parent at all. I hope not. We're seeing regulation on social media, the internet, and the tech used in education. And I think AI is due to get regulated here very quickly, hopefully. Probably not under this administration, but the next one, God willing. So let's review. Let's break this down by the four steps. Number one, unsustainable growth. And that has to do with the data centers that are required to build AI. It's contaminating water using unprecedented amounts of water. It's taking up farmland and it's raising utility costs. This has become absolutely clear from a local perspective to me. In Indiana, data centers are going up all over the place, from Meta to XAI to ChatGPT. IU Bloomington just got a license with ChatGPT to use their model academically. Um, this is raising people's costs, and Hoosiers are fighting back at the local level, going to county council meetings and city council meetings and saying, no, we don't want this. And it's been rejected a handful of times across the state, which, good job, Hoosiers, for fighting this. Nicely done. This is what democracy looks like, and it's being pushed back in one of the reddest of states in the country. In the country. So I really think we're going to see. I think Indiana is going to be a leader in terms of AI regulation, specifically for data centers. Um, and that's great. Number two, there's an illusion of value. All ChatGPT and AI draws from is what's already on the internet. And the way that I've come to understand it is that a it is just a value. It is, to use an Xennial teacher example, it just uses the internet as a SparkNotes version or a Cliff Notes. It summarizes it and distills it down because the internet has become so big with social media use and crypto and now AI that its actual value, you know, being able to find information has caused overload. That's all that it causes now is information overload. And that and that's what AI does is it summarizes the internet and it makes a copy of a copy essentially. And most of the stuff on the internet is wildly amateurish. Just look at this. I can't even get the recording here to work. Like this is now there's a dependency, and then third, there's a dependency on new participation, continuing to fuel the internet with videos like this and talking about it endlessly that it's coming for capitalism, as some billionaires would would have us believe, and the CEOs of Anthropic and OpenAI. But essentially, all those people are marketers. They don't actually know. Okay? They have no knowledge. All right? They are, as Ben Affleck said, all about new valuation to justify the cost of these data centers. And what they actually bring in is a fraction. And number four, it's going to collapse, okay? From an environmental perspective, from a data center perspective, and from a chips perspective, because it costs so much to run it. And what it actually brings in is maybe $20 billion, and it costs $1 trillion to run. So, of the four buckets related to AI, it's going to go bust because of a bubble before there's ever super intelligence, before it's going to come for any of our jobs, before there's AGI or whatever it's called. It's going to go bust, and it's going to take the American economy with it if we don't invade Greenland and, Europe and the rest of the developed world decides to pull its US bonds and tanks us into a Great Depression. The AI bubble will do it for us. And, well, that's when we'll come for Trump and the rest of his cronies. So, most of all, it comes for our creative work, from writers to artists to coders and academics. Vince Gilligan said it best. This is an environmentally dangerous plagiarism machine, and it's all horseshit. That's basically what Sam Altman is. He's a marketer. What he's saying is it's going to get better, but really all it's going to do is it's going to help corporations and academics and artists and writers write emails, schedule meetings, summarize those meetings if you can't go, and cut down on administrative work. That's what the corporations are using it for, is to support administrative assistance. It's not going to take anyone's job, okay? And here's the other thing. While Altman and the rest think that it's coming for our jobs and coming for our knowledge, there's already a better version of it. They're called libraries. They are free. They have existed for over 2,000 years. They were invented by Alexander the Great and the Egyptians, and they're in every town across the country and throughout most of the world. They do what ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini already do, and they do it for free. They do it as a service. And once most of us realize that and go to these fantastic places, hands down the best thing human beings ever created was libraries, okay? There you can access whatever knowledge you want for free, okay? So the best way to combat it is not to sign up for ChatGPT or Claude on your cell phone. smartphone, you're not, the best way to combat it is to use your library and read about it because it challenges all three of these pillars of the internet. Okay? It challenges all three of them by saying no. Number one, you can focus there. It's all up, and reading books will will rebuild your attention. Number two, financially, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up for a library card, honestly. And number three, it contains whatever knowledge you want. You're going to have to be patient for it, though. But when you do receive that knowledge, it'll be way better than whatever it is ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini spit out. Okay? Because they'll be the real physical objects in the world. And what AI generates is an illusion. It's not a physical product. And that's why it's going to eventually be useless. All right. Have a good week. Thanks for listening.